Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is Nate. I'm doing another historic video. Pretty much just only doing historic since the Amonkhet Remastered came out, and I started building up my collection to get the wild cards and stuff that I needed to tune up the decks that I wanted. I've just really only been playing Amonkhet Remastered for historic. Um, I mean, really, that's the only format. I haven't been playing any standard on here. I do like to play MTGO. I have Pioneer and Modern on there, so I can play those formats. But really, I've just been playing Historic. It's been fantastic so far. I'm gonna look for another buzzword. Yeah. Anyway, let's get into the deck, man. Let's get into the deck. So, big addition in here from the new stuff is Soulscar Mage. Prowess, fantastic. The only thing that I think would be better for what I'm trying to do here, and this is still great, would be like Monastery Swift Spear if we had that. Only because it gets in there. But there's been so many times where the neg 1 counters, I've just recently found that out. I didn't know too much about how this card worked. But the neg 1 counters are so huge. So maybe even this is still better than Swift Spear. I like the two Grim Lavamancers. It cleans out the yard, so you really don't need more than two, I don't think. It's kind of like a Scavenging Ooze in a sense because of the way it eats up the yard. But oh man, so anyway, and plus I don't want to cut out a whole set of the fanatical firebrand. It turns on light up the stage. It turns on skewer so much. So that's really big. Of course, we got our good old fashioned shocks and lightning strikes, just like your grandpappy had, and the Viashino Pyromancer. Man, he's just an automatic ding. You can finish games with him. He's awesome. Two of the risk factor. Like to play it when they're down to four or something like that. Um, what's nice about these two additions here is it makes Wizards Lightning so frequently good. So frequently good. It's almost always a one drop. Um, so it's just powered up the whole deck so well. Um, Two castles. Some of these decks run four. Man, a lot of times I don't even use the thing and need it. So two of is fine. Plus, as you can see, I only have two copies, so it's fine. Um, the biggest question for me in this build is Robber of the Rich. Well, beyond Lightning Strike just feeling clunky, it really needs to be Bolt. I would love to see a modern style deck like this, where you're playing Goblin Guide with Lightning Bolt and this suite, and I think it's throwing as much damage at your opponent for as little mana as possible. It is kind of the entire theory of it. But anyway, I digress. Robber of the Rich is the one that doesn't necessarily fit what we're doing, but it's still really serviceable and is a bomb card. Really, like it's a bomb card. The reach, you don't often even think about it because it's almost never a blocker, but in this kind of deck, that could come in handy. Just the way it can affect your opponent's draws is nice. Even if it just puts them on tilt for a turn, like that still it clouds their judgment. It demands a lot of attention for removal as well because of that. So that's really good, and it kind of allows your Lava Mancers and your hopefully your Soulscar Mage, even if it gets beefy, it usually is your next biggest threat because there's no other creatures that we're banging in with. It's not like we're playing the Chain Whirler or anything like that. Um, I've thought about Young Pyromancer. I've played him in this. It's kind of slow for what we're doing. I have not tested yet, but probably the next evolution is I will test this with the Steamkin, and I think the Steamkin could probably really like fire up emptying out our hand. Maybe a Flame of the Keld because we're emptying out our hand so much, and it could maximize some damage there. And it's still a pretty low cost spell because, as you see, we have these 3 drops, 3 of which we always want to cast for 1. So really, we're only capping the curve with 2 3 drops. We don't want to go beyond that, and that's why even something like Young Pyromancer can be clunky. That's why Lightning Strike sometimes feels clunky. But anyway, that's enough of the deck tech and the theory of it. Like I said, it's just throwing as much damage as quickly as possible for as little mana as possible is what we're going for here. I mean, it's just F the BS. You know, we're killing you with fire is what we're doing. We're killing you with fire. So this is not really a lovely hand for either one of these. You don't want to see more than two mountains in your opener either. I'm going to mull this. This is not great, but I think we got an easy throwback with, no, not him, the Risk Factor. And we're just going to hope that we don't get arena shenanigans and not see a land until turn 5 or something like that. Because that's a Hallowed Fountain, I'm just going to go ahead and throw 2, and there we go. Pyromancer, baby. Take that 2 to your face. Let's see what kind of land they play here. Ah, Esper. Glass Casket? I mean, okay. That's fine. I like this. Go ahead and put out the Lavamancer. And we'll just throw 2 to the dough. Because why not? We got him to 12. I have had opponents down to like 6 on turn 2 before. It's usually with a really like heavy bolt hand with a Soulscar Mage. Okay, so right here, this is a great situation where Robber of the Rich is what we want to do, and we'll swing them both. Get an Ornithopter out of their hand. I don't know why they're playing Ornithopter. That's really weird. And why they would choose to take the 2. Let's play their Ornithopter for nothing. Oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense. What are they throwing in the yard here? Unburial Rites. Oh. Oh. They are getting funky. So let's just do this. No, we're just gonna dome it. Go ahead and send 3 more to the face, and we'll swing a Robber. See, what do we hit here? A land. Let's see if they have a land drop here and what it is, and how much effect that really even makes. And of course, small sample size. And it doesn't matter, we're so far ahead here. I mean, even if they wipe the board, Unburial Rites with this thing. Okay. Shoo-wee. Ornithopters. Okay. Oh man, they are getting really cute. They are getting really, really cute. I kill him here. So this is what we're doing. And see, like, you don't have time to get cute. And this is kind of one of my slower games, honestly. You don't have time to get cute with this kind of deck. You take advantage of a lot of slow hands. The historic format is kind of fairly slow because it's so open right now. When a format is really open, man, just some good old throw fire at you always is good. If you want to rank up fast, I mean, you can take some losses with this kind of deck. We're really hyper focused. It's very linear. This is not a great Soulscar Mage hand. And light up the stage takes a little bit more skill to it than what you think. You don't always just want to fire it off. This is okay. This is okay. And we're going to throw back... We're actually going to throw back a land here. But light up the stage, you don't always just want to do it. You don't always just want to rip it off because you got 1 mana. It could really clunk up your hand, the way your game flows. Unless you like really need a land drop, then maybe go for it. But maybe a situation will come up. Let's see what they're doing here. They got some Rakdos sleeves. Oh, they got a mountain. See? Boom. Let's see what they got to say about this Robber of the Rich. I'm just a really big fan of the Robin Hood story. Robber of the Rich is basically Robin Hood. Like, come on, man. Like, it's sick. The card is sick. The card is sick. So let's get out our castle. Let's just swing the Robber. They're playing Goblins, obviously. So I don't think that they're going to block with the Snoop. This is one of the really interesting matchups when you play against the Goblins deck with this deck, because Goblins and Elves are the two constants that you're going to see that I've come across. I'm surprised Spirits isn't out there more. There's a lot of stuff for the Spirits other than the one that gives you the Indestructible. I guess which is really key for that deck. But yeah, I'm really surprised we don't see a little bit more of it. It's got a lot of the tools. We're really close. Spell Queller would be big. I'd love to see that. I'm just an Azorius fan in general. So I think we have some Goblin Salt going on here. You know what? Let's just hold up, and I'm going to risk factor him. Like, he really hated taking that too. He's got a third land, obviously. It's right here, we're looking at it. It does come in tap though, and see, that's why we don't, that's why it's also kind of nice to only play the 2 castles. I've never had an issue where I've had to play a tap castle. Sometimes these situations worry me because I've had it to where like I was getting booted off the server and it looked like they were the ones that were just doing it, and I was like, oh, I got this. They're salty, and then the game crashes on me. So wow, okay, this is what we're doing, huh? I'll take this risk factor. That's weird how that worked. So here, and this is why I want to keep Firebrand, man. Oh. Like, if it was me, I would just scoop. Like, I don't know why they're even doing this. Like, all you have to do is go here and click and concede. Like, just go to scoop phase, bro. Pick them up off the table. Go to game 2. Something. And I just think I'm gonna throw damage. For a little bit I was considering playing the Robber of the Ridge, but I just want to get the damage in at this point. We're gonna take him to 6 at least. May not even block, because at this point, why do you even care? Does he just have a crazy amount of lands? I don't understand it. Big goblin homie right there. Yeah, didn't even block. They don't even care, just scoop, man. He's gonna cycle it. Why is he? Okay. Now he's playing, so he was really just slow broing on purpose. We'll castle. Just cuz. So yeah, I mean, you can really rank up quick with a deck like this. It's one of my favorite ways to play red. Red isn't one of my favorite colors to play. I'd say red and green are my least apt to play colors. But just a straight throw damage, kill it with fire red like this is nice. I just want to kill you. I just want to kill you and scoop them up and play another game, man. That's all I'm trying to do. Sometimes when it's hard for me to get away from the kids and have some time, and then at the end of the day I finally get a chance to play, and I'm so tired, it's like, man, I don't want to think really like that. I typically like to play UW Control, but if I'm not, then I'll do something like this, polar opposite style. So, no questions asked. We're starting off with the Soulscar Mage. During the Amonkhet original release, I took a break from the game for a little while. So, it's been cool to get a chance to play with some of these cards. We're getting in a pretty big turn of damage here. That was pretty decent. Will we do 7? Right, let's play castle. Let's do this. Let's throw 3 at him. Bam, bam. take you to 8. If you can have them under 10 on turn 3, it's really hard for them to be able to come back, even if they do something like that. Like, that's fine. Like, man, you're at 8. I'll just top deck the rest of this damage and burn spells. At 5, come on, I'm 2 spells away. I have so many bolt effects. Even if I have to cast a Skewer or a Wizard's Lightning for 3, it's not really even that big a deal. Oh, Oracle. You know, I really think that this card is terrible. It's fun, but it's terrible. That is good for them to get all 3 of those lands off the top of their deck. This is ridiculous. It is good for them, and so I don't have to keep dealing with the triggers. We'll just pass priority really quick. But yeah, I played with the Oracle. It's kind of fun, but it's really a garbage. It's a garbage card. It's a waste of a rare. All right, Lightning Strike. And I'm not even worried about the Thief. I don't care. Come on in. Come at me, bro. Let's see what they get. They would probably cast it. I mean, they have 5 mana. What got put in the yard? Now they're throwing down an Ashiok.
The shadows awaken.
I feel like I'm... Oh, really? Not yet. I mean, I've had turns in games that kind of go like this, where you're just wondering if you're gonna get that lightning strike or that bolt. They just hit a ton of cards. I don't know what they even got. I know that that's really good against the Lava Runner, but a Lava Runner isn't gonna help us right now anyway. We still have 38 cards, most of which are bolt effects. There just went one of them. Come on, let's get a bolt. Doesn't matter which one it is, really. That really doesn't matter either. They got another one of them, though.
Looks among
Almost. I'm going to 2. I'm gonna do this just so priority passes faster. Man, I don't think, like, they have any way to gain life either. If they're just strictly on Dimir, which it seems like they are, it would be ridiculous for them to not be if they just drop in a Plains right now or something. Like, they've had some really bad draws. They can hit me for what, 6, 9? If they got one of my bolt effects, they can get in for 12 and cut it. But then they don't want to swing all out anyway. Who knows what they'll do? I don't think it even matters. And these stall tactics show me that it probably doesn't matter, but in the same regard, you don't always want to just sit comfortable. And you want to be thinking about what you may need to do in a certain situation. For a lot of, I guess, archetypes, but this isn't necessarily one of them either. Which is just fine. Grabbing a lightning strike. And another one. They might be going for the kill on me here. Is he just 9ing me right here?
Stars of my
Well played. Well played. Nice. GG, bruh. I did not see that coming. I did not see that coming. Ha ha! Ha ha! Well, imagine that. Alright, well let's get one more in real quick. It looks like, well, that isn't gonna get us over that. But let's get one more in real quick and then we'll call it. I think it's fair to say that everybody gets the gist of the deck. Just, I guess, for the mountain lovers out there. The Hordelings. I never knew the Horde spoke Ebonics. We're gonna toss it back. The Lightning Strike. Will be friendly to our opponent. And so this is kind of the control-y aspect of this kind of deck. When you're just holding a bunch of burn spells, you kind of want to see what they're going to play first. And if you sit back, especially even in the mirror, if you sit back, you can kind of just trade a little bit more efficiently and keep yourself in position. So yeah, so they drop a Scavenging Ooze. We definitely don't want that to start going off. So now, before we can start crashing in, because we don't really have the luxury to do anything else, we're gonna have to sit back and kill some creatures. Not the greatest use of our burn spells either. So it puts us in a bad axis. See, there's another Scooze, and we're gonna have to Lightning Strike it. For those of you that don't know, the Scavenging Ooze is a legit card. Like, classic in the history of Magic, legit card. Here, I was gonna just rip off the Skewer, but we kind of need to search for this land. There it is, there it is. And we can actually hold that now, and we still get to Skewer. So that worked out really well. They have a ton of cards, though. And we don't have them down very far. And against mono green, they're going to start laying down a roadblock, as you see. So we could drop that guy, and we can drop this guy, and we got to sacrifice one to get in 3. I think since we got this, we're gonna have to 2-for-1 ourselves just to keep the road cleared, which is kind of the plan we had ourselves set on to begin with. Steel Leaf Champ. Sorry, I didn't want to cough in y'all's ear. So I'm not gonna crash in. Let's see, so next turn we may save the Lavamancer for combat. What is this thing? And a Scavenging Ooze. Gross. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm not even trying to read all that. Like, I'm just not even trying to read all that. I think we are just gonna send this to the face too. Because this light up the stage is gonna be very handy. There's no way it won't be. Soul Scar. And we're gonna crash in and make him block with these guys. And he's not. So even though they have... they don't have as much of a card presence. Collected Company. Foo-wee. Okay, so they are gonna have a massive roadblock for us. And he just gained back a life. That's not good. But we can still activate the castle and the Lavamancer next turn. Do a Lavamancer and activate the castle. And he's gonna swing in. That's probably a little greedy. Okay. So... we're gonna kill this thing. And now we're gonna risk factor. And I think... I mean, we obviously don't necessarily close it out anyway. Let's just go ahead and swing. Who's he gonna block? Yeah, that's probably a smart choice. And we don't even care. We're just gonna dome him. Now we got him to 2. And if we survive, which we may not. We actually shouldn't. He gave us the game. Totally gave us the game. All he had to do was activate the Scoos one time and he 10'd us. We totally punted that. So as you see, we've had a pretty good run with this deck. I may keep on playing this later on after the video just because it seems to be ranking me up pretty well, and I've had a pretty tough slide here recently. So yeah, man, burn baby burn. It's cliche, but that's really what we're doing here. Efficient damage. I'm gonna redo, just to give you a quick preview, I am gonna redo my video for UW Control. I was able to update it. And as you can see, we got a different kind of spell package going on, and I found that it works incredibly well. So just a sneak peek there. Tune in for that one. This is Nate. See y'all next time. Peace.